Today, we explore the origins of building codes, how societies, from ancient civilizations to the modern world, developed rules to protect life, property, and public safety. Long before advanced engineering, people understood that poorly constructed buildings could lead to disaster. This presentation traces that evolution, beginning with the earliest known laws and ending with the standardized codes that govern construction today.
In the early 19th century, archaeologists working across the Middle East uncovered stone tablets and papyrus scrolls inscribed with ancient laws. As scholars examined these artifacts, a clear pattern emerged. Similar legal principles appeared across different regions and cultures. Many of these inscriptions pointed back to the Babylonian Empire, dating from approximately 1830 to 1531 BCE. This raised an important question: were these independent laws or part of a unified legal system? In 1899, German archaeologist Dr. Friedrich Delitzsch proposed a groundbreaking theory. He observed that many ancient laws from the region were remarkably consistent in structure and purpose. Delitzsch concluded that these similarities reflected a single system of unified law. He believed this system originated under the rule of King Hammurabi of Babylon. This idea would soon be confirmed by one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in legal history. The Babylonian Empire became the foundation of early legal tradition. Two cities, Zippar and Susa, would play a central role in uncovering this ancient system. Babylonia was not only a political power, but also a center of law, trade, and engineering. Its legal principles addressed commerce, labor, property, and notably, construction. These laws introduced accountability for builders, an idea that remains central to modern building codes. In 1901, a French archaeological expedition led by Egyptologist Gustave Jecquier traveled to modern-day Iran. During this mission, team member Jacques de Morgan uncovered a massive stone monument known as a stele in the ancient city of Susa, approximately 375 kilometers from the Babylonian city of Sippar. This discovery would transform our understanding of early law. The stele was carbon dated to between 1792 and 1750 BCE, during the reign of King Hammurabi. Its surface was covered in cuneiform, one of the earliest known writing systems. The monument was transported to France for study, where Father Jean-Vincent Scheil successfully deciphered and translated the text. What emerged was a complete, organized legal code now known as Hammurabi's Code. The stele of Hammurabi stands over 7 feet tall and is carved from diorite, a dense, extremely hard black stone. At the top is a carved relief showing the god Shamash, the Babylonian god of justice, presenting laws to King Hammurabi. Beneath this image appear a prologue, an epilogue, and 282 written laws governing daily life, commerce, labor, and building practices. The relief symbolizes that these laws were divinely inspired. The prologue establishes Hammurabi's authority. The epilogue reinforces the permanence of the code. Between them are the 282 laws. This structure represents the earliest known system of standardized legal enforcement. For the first time in recorded history, construction practices were governed by written law rather than custom. Among Hammurabi's laws are the earliest known building regulations. These laws impose strict accountability on builders. If a house collapsed and killed its owner, the builder was sentenced to death. If it killed the owner's son, the builder's son would be executed. If property was damaged, the builder was required to compensate the owner and rebuild at his own expense. These laws established a lasting principle: Those who build are responsible for public safety. As civilization advanced, construction reached unprecedented scale. The Roman Empire built aqueducts, roads, stadiums, and monumental structures such as the Colosseum and the Pantheon. These projects required organized engineering and state oversight. While Roman law differed from modern building codes, the complexity of their infrastructure made public safety and structural integrity matters of government responsibility. Nowhere is Rome's mastery of construction more evident than in the Pantheon. Completed nearly 2,000 years ago, its massive unreinforced concrete dome remains the largest of its kind ever built. Achieving this required precise control of materials, proportions, and load distribution, thickening the walls at the base, reducing weight toward the crown, and using a central oculus to relieve structural stress. While Rome had no formal building codes as we know them today, the Pantheon reflects an early understanding of structural performance, safety margins, and accountability. These same principles, material limits, load paths, and engineering responsibility, form the foundation of modern building codes. In 27 A-D, a wooden stadium in Fidenae, 8 miles north of Rome, collapsed during a public event. Approximately 20,000 people lost their lives. The disaster shocked the empire. In response, the Roman Senate required that all future stadiums be inspected and approved before use. This marked one of the earliest forms of government-mandated construction oversight. In 64 AD, a massive fire burned for 6 days, destroying nearly 70% of Rome and leaving half the population homeless. Emperor Nero responded with sweeping reforms. He ordered wider streets, prohibited shared walls between buildings, and imposed height limits. These measures were designed to prevent future disasters, demonstrating how catastrophe often leads to stronger building regulations. In 1666, a fire believed to have started in a bakery destroyed more than 13,000 homes and 87 churches in London. 70,000 people were left homeless. Though official records listed only 6 deaths, the true toll was likely far higher. The disaster led to major changes in construction, including the replacement of wood with brick and stone. As European settlers crossed the Atlantic into the New World, they brought with them the building traditions of the Old World, methods shaped by centuries of experience. But in the Americas, vast distances, abundant timber, rapid expansion, and unfamiliar climates forced new approaches to construction. Cities grew quickly, often without planning or regulation. Fires, structural failures, and overcrowding soon revealed the limits of tradition alone. This transition marked a turning point where survival, innovation, and necessity began shaping the foundations of modern building standards in America. As settlers established cities in the New World, they built primarily with wood. Narrow streets and tightly packed buildings made fires frequent and devastating. Each catastrophe revealed the urgent need for standardized construction practices. These early American cities became proving grounds for the idea that public safety required enforceable building rules. In Boston, a fire caused by a wooden chimney destroyed hundreds of buildings and left many families homeless. This tragedy led to the first fire prevention ordinance in America. Wooden chimneys and thatched roofs were banned. For the first time in American history, construction materials were regulated by law in the interest of public safety. As the United States industrialized, cities expanded rapidly. Factories, warehouses, and multi-story buildings became common. With greater density came greater risk. Poor construction, overcrowding, and flammable materials created dangerous conditions. These challenges demanded stronger building standards and professional inspection systems. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire destroyed more than 17,000 homes, killed 300 people, and left nearly 300,000 residents homeless. 1/3 of the city was leveled. In its aftermath, engineers and officials adopted stricter building regulations, emphasizing fire-resistant materials and safer construction. This event marked a turning point in modern American building codes. As the 20th century began, populations surged, cities grew denser, and buildings became taller and more complex. New materials transformed construction, but risks increased without consistent regulation. The need for comprehensive, enforceable building codes became undeniable. Protecting the public now required standardized rules and professional oversight. 3 major organizations emerged to regulate building safety in different regions of the United States. Building Officials and Code Administrators International, known as BOCA, the International Conference of Building Officials, or ICBO, and the Southern Building Code Congress International, or SBCCI. Each developed regional codes, but differences between them created nationwide challenges. Engineering failures and natural disasters, including bridge collapses, earthquakes, and hurricanes, exposed weaknesses in existing standards. Events such as the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapse and the Northridge earthquake demonstrated that inconsistent codes could cost lives. These tragedies reinforced the need for stronger, uniform regulations. Throughout history, it has often been Mother Nature's fury that forces change. Earthquakes, fires, floods, and storms expose the weaknesses in our structures and the consequences of inadequate design. Each disaster becomes a lesson written in loss, compelling societies to build stronger, smarter, and safer. Building codes are not created in abstraction. They are shaped by nature's power and humanity's responsibility to respond with resilience. Architects, builders, and inspectors struggled with 3 different code systems. Conflicting requirements created confusion and inefficiency. At the same time, construction methods were rapidly evolving. The industry recognized that a single, cohesive set of building codes was essential to ensure safety, consistency, and clarity nationwide. In 1994, a historic decision was made. BOCA, ICBO, and SBCCI merged to form the International Code Council, known as the ICC. For the first time, a unified set of model building codes governed construction practices across the United States. Today, the international codes serve as the foundation for building regulations nationwide. States such as California adopt and amend these codes to meet regional needs, updating them every 3 years. From Hammurabi's laws carved in stone to today's modern code books, one principle has endured. Safe construction saves lives. Building codes exist to protect the public, and that mission remains as vital today as it was nearly 4,000 years ago. Thank you for joining us today. The history of building codes reminds us that every regulation is written in response to real events and real consequences. By applying these standards with care and professionalism, we continue a tradition that has safeguarded societies for thousands of years. The evolution of building codes reflects one enduring principle: safe construction saves lives. Your role in enforcing and applying these standards ensures that this mission continues today.